Hadley Mallahan. She's the principal of Gila Mountain Christian Academy, a school that I didn't even know existed here. That's probably because they started off small, but guess what, guys? They are expanding, into a full elementary program. As well as Vanessa, she likes to be called Nessie. She is a local tattoo artist, and she's going to be sharing her journey from a self-taught beginning to specializing in textured skin, creating a safe space where anyone can feel comfortable getting a tattoo. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
Chili from Philly, Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon. And Johnny, I want to say thank you for, again, doing another show without me, finding a co-host last minute.
Yeah, it was
Friday.
And it kind of worked out. I don't know, God, universe, whatever you want to say, looking out for me, because, again, somebody texted me. Just like we had the guest with David Power, he texted right before the show. It's like, what happens if somebody doesn't show up? Can I be a guest? And I was like, well, somebody didn't show up. If you could be here in 40 minutes. But I got a text from Eli, who was friends with the gentleman that brought the pizza in. You did miss pizza on Friday.
I am jealous about that. Yeah, the one time we get someone who has a food business, restaurant to come in there, or food business to bring in their food.
Yeah, and so Eli reached out, and I said, well, because Eli is a little bit of an influencer. He has a food review page.
Okay.
And his sons, two of them, Damien and Dion, are very famous on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel that if you have kids, I think it was more famous maybe about 3 years ago or something. But he's one of the biggest YouTube channels. Anyhow, he reached out. I said, hey, you want to be my co-host? And he said, absolutely. So he came in. So it worked out.
Okay. So if we have a chance later on in the show, we might have some time in the second half where we can talk more about why I was out on Friday, what I did, and other news.
Because, I got to have pizza, but you got something very cool. And we're going to talk about that possibly at the last segment, because Nessie has not reached back out to me. So would you like to introduce our guest, or you have it?
So we have Hadley Mallahan with the Gila Mountain Christian Academy.
Yes.
And we have Damaris.
Yes.
Who was with the PTO.
Yes, thank you guys for being with us. And then if you guys can get really close to your microphones for me. Yeah, you sound better if you get close. And you can also move them towards you as well. Like just keep that little, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So thank you guys for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, and you said that we're going to find out who this Madeline is, Madeline Navarro. Now it's a mystery. That my head, when it gets into mysteries, I got to get it solved. But you said that she let you know about this show, correct?
She did. So our PTO was having a meeting, and we were talking about how to get the word out there that the school is growing, expanding, and she brought up the radio, and she said that she thought that'd be a great way since it's live and people listen, and so she told me about it.
Yeah, I'm glad people listen, Victor.
That's good to know, yes. That's good to know. Audience. We're not just talking to the void, you know?
Right. So we like to get to know our guests on this show. So you're the principal.
I am.
So did you grow up here? Are you from Yuma? Where are you from originally?
I'm from Kansas.
You're from Kansas.
I am.
All right. What's Kansas like?
Well, not as hot as here, that's for sure.
That's good. That's a plus.
So definitely an adjustment, because there's definitely snow, change of season.
Oh, you have snow in Kansas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and tornadoes too.
And tornadoes. That's why I wouldn't want to go there. Yeah.
So, but kind of similar as far as Yuma's got a lot of farmland going on, and that's the same thing like where I'm from, wheat and corn and Milo and stuff like that. That's huge back there.
Okay, so a lot of farmland.
Oh, yeah.
You get snow on occasion, and then the tornadoes.
The occasional tornado,
So I need to know, what's it like growing up where there's tornadoes?
It can be kind of scary, So a lot of homes, most homes are built like with a basement or like a storm cellar, underneath the ground.
Did you have one?
Oh yeah, we had one growing up on our property and stuff and everything. So yeah, that was something we did have.
So is it like in the movies? There's a siren that goes off, and then everybody hits the basement.
Pretty much, yes. That's exactly how it goes. So in that aspect, the movies are kind of realistic in that sense. So yes, once it gets so close within like a certain mile radius, the sirens will go off, and then that's when you know. Like one time, my husband and I had just got done walking on the track at the high school, and about a half hour after we got home, the sirens started going off like out of nowhere, and a tornado had touched down. We ended up spending the night in our cellar.
You spent the night in there?
Oh yeah.
Wow. How many times in your lifetime have you had to hit the cellar?
Twice.
Oh, just twice? That's not a lot.
Twice in my lifetime.
Okay.
But since I have moved from there, my parents still live back there, and so they actually had a tornado actually come through our hometown a couple years ago, and it did take out like the Pepsi Cola building downtown, and so the John Deere dealership on the outside of town. So that is something that happened a couple years ago.
What town in Kansas is this?
This is Marysville, Kansas. So I don't know if you know where Manhattan is, like where the Kansas State Wildcats are.
I've heard of that.
Maybe,
okay, we're like
that'd be a victor.
We're like an an hour north of
Okay.
Manhattan. So like a small like 3,000, 4,000 people. You know, where everybody knows everybody pretty much. You know, type of town.
So,
yeah.
but I guess only twice. I'm thinking like there's tornadoes all the time in my head. Like it's a pure chaos that goes on in my head. No, okay, cool.
no.
All right,
So
cool.
twice
Well,
in
that's
my
not
lifetime.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I might have to visit now. So growing up there, did you always want to be a principal? Did you?
No, that was
not at all?
in the.
No?
That wasn't kind of my background. Has been more like in finance and business and things like that. So yeah, this wasn't definitely in my path, but God certainly led me here. So
So you said what, business and finance?
yeah, that's so. I've worked for other companies and done their books, their finances, things like that, and stuff. And then I just kind of ended up getting into the classroom, and I was an aide in teaching first, and then got into the role of being the principal.
Okay, so then you liked numbers and stuff as a kid? Like, is that what you went to school for?
No. To be
okay.
honest with you, no. Okay.
Yeah, be honest. We don't like liars on this show. I think you should have read that in your contract. No.
Simple math.
Okay, simple math. Okay,
simple math, which isn't hard.
That's my favorite, simple math.
When crunching numbers and stuff like that
Okay.
and everything. Simple math, but if we're talking algebra, geometry, stuff like that, forget it.
Oh, no, not gonna happen?
No.
Okay, so then how did you get into the education side of things?
So, I actually, I kind of wanted to get out of more of like the business finance aspect that I was doing. And our sons actually attended this school, and they were hiring then they needed teacher's aides.
Okay.
And so I had some experience like teaching Sunday school and things like that and stuff. And so I actually originally about 5 years ago got hired on as a teacher's aide. And then I just kind of
So
built
5 years ago, you're a teacher's aide.
Yeah.
And how big is the school at that time? Because you guys, you're expanding now. So what
Right.
was it?
When
what was it like?
When I started, we had preschool, pre-K, and kindergarten. When I started, that's what we had.
And what's preschool and then
so preschool would be like 3-year-olds,
Three-year-olds? Okay.
and then pre-K is like that 4 and 5, and then age 5, 6 kindergarten. So that's all it was then. But now we don't do the preschool 3-year-old program anymore. We started pre-K, and now we're offering through 6th grade.
Okay, so then I've kind of missed this part. What brought you to Yuma?
So actually, my husband was a Marine,
Okay.
and so we left Kansas when he joined the Marines, and he got stationed at Camp Pendleton, and so we were in Camp Pendleton, and then when he got out of the service, so he was a firefighter in the service, and he got hired here at MCAS Yuma as a DOD firefighter, and that's what
okay.
brought us to Yuma.
So that was he's a contract, like no longer in the military part of. Okay.
No, so he's a DOD. He's a federal employee.
Federal
now.
employee. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that brought us to Yuma.
And you said he worked with Emily's husband at one point, or know
yes,
each other
in El
from there?
Centro. Yes,
In El
they
Centro?
did work together in El Centro for some time. Yes.
So then that's what brought you here. So you were at Camp Pendleton. Did you like it better over there than Yuma? The weather?
The weather, sure, and being able to just 5 minutes from our place, is the beach and
so were you
stuff like that.
stationed? You were on the barracks.
We didn't. My husband had no desire to live in the barracks.
Okay.
He wanted to live off base.
But you were still real close to the beach.
We were still real close. We lived in Carlsbad, so we were a little ways away from the base, but we lived in Carlsbad, and our apartment was maybe 5 minutes from the beach, so it was really nice.
Yeah, so I was an electrician at one point in time, and I got to work on the base housing over there.
Okay.
And Construction is horrible here in Yuma in the summer, but we got to go over there. I did that at Cap Pendleton, and we're working at it, and we're just feeling the ocean breeze, and it was beautiful. Everybody's high-fiving each other. It's all love. And then you get over here, everybody's grumpy and sweating and mad, and I was like, wow, that's a big difference, but that's my Camp Pendleton story.
It is. I think my only thing that I don't miss is it's expensive to live over there. It's super expensive, but it's nice to go back and, visit and stuff and everything. So, and then, we moved here with the intention of Yuma maybe being like a stepping stone, a 2-year thing.
A little stop?
It's been 10 years.
10 years?
It's been
Oh my
10
goodness.
years.
You've been adopted.
Yeah, we've been here for 10 years now.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
Yeah.
And then you said your son needed a school, and that's how it happened?
He did, and I actually learned about the school from a parent when I was at the West Wetlands Playground. I was actually looking for a new school for him because our son used to go to the CDC on base, actually, and then when COVID hit, it kept closing, and it just, and we were both working, and so one of us was having to take off every time there was an exposure or a closure, and I met a dad at the playground, and he told me about the school, and they were staying open during COVID and stuff, and so we ended up enrolling our son when he was 3, and now he's in 3rd grade. He's been there this whole time.
Oh, okay. So you're there, and then you start to volunteer. And did you like it when you volunteered?
I did. The atmosphere was just so nice. The teachers, the pastor, just the whole atmosphere was so nice, and it had like this very just close knit family feeling. Everybody knew everybody's name, and just it was a real nice atmosphere.
So I have a question because it's a Christian academy, right? That's right there in the name. So
yes,
did you like that part? Do you go to a church and stuff like that?
Yeah, that is a part that did draw us in for sure. Okay. So that is something we were looking for.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Damaris, did I say it right?
Yes.
All right. Cool. So you're on the PTO.
I am.
So how did you end up at the school?
Kind of the same.
The same? Oh my goodness.
So my husband and I and my daughter, we're from North Carolina.
Okay.
And so
and you're a Celtics fan?
I am.
Oh,
but
wow.
my family are Northerners. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah,
Cool.
So
the Northerners.
yeah,
All right.
we're New Jersey, New York,
okay,
Philly,
gotcha.
all of that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, my husband got a job at Onvita as a chaplain, and so that brought us here. And then we were looking for a school, and I was just looking for a Christian school because my daughter was already attending a Christian school in North Carolina. I found this school, and then I emailed the principal.
This one right here?
This one right
Oh,
here.
right. Okay, cool.
And she basically held on to us from the first email until we actually walked through the door.
So how long ago was this?
This has been coming up on November will be 2 years. So we are new here.
Oh,
still.
yeah, pretty new. And so you said it was a job for your husband. So a chaplain, is that like a... So I know what a chaplain is. So has he done that for quite some time, the ministry or like preacher or something?
Yeah, he's been doing that. So he's been a young adult pastor that's how we actually met. We met in college, and he was a young adult pastor at a college, at our college. And he just pretty much, I saw him at Bible study.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you saw him. It's like, all right, all right, God, that one's mine.
Yeah,
that's what you said. Yeah,
and so, 14 years later, we met back up, and here we go. Yep.
So then you came over here, and it was important to you for a Christian school.
Yeah.
And then is there many to choose from in Yuma, or what was that like?
There are. Okay. I want to say that I had in my list, maybe about 5 or 6 within my list. But honestly, she was the first to respond. And I don't know, you could just feel through the email, it was just a good warmth between us. It was a good connection. And then from there, I was like, yeah, babe, we're staying with you. We're staying with them.
Okay.
So.
And when you showed up, did you start to volunteer right away?
I feel like I did.
Yeah, she said yes.
She
The
did.
principal said yes right away.
I feel like I did, yeah.
Okay.
Her and her husband were like, hey, what can we do? And I'm like, oh, yes, involved parents,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
You're like, yes and amen. Come on, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you start doing? Do you remember, or?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What was the first thing I did?
I'm trying.
Is there like bake sales or cool stuff like that? Like, I don't know. Like,
Go ahead.
Okay. So I know one of the things was like getting the presents on social media. I know my husband, he went to school to be a graphic designer. So I know that was one of the areas.
Okay.
He was helping with the website
He did.
and social media and redesigning everything and getting everything elevated. And then I know mine was just like trying to bring the parents and getting the parents more involved because the principal, as we all know, is the head honcho, and they already have a whole bunch of stuff on their plate. So my thought is, what are some things that we can take away to get off of her plate to help out? And then that's where the PTO comes in to help out with the principal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So then how many students total are at this?
So we actually have 30 right now.
30?
So we're small.
Okay.
But we're on track to, potentially double that number for this coming school year. So, and, like I said, we're just trying to put it out there because so we're inside the Gila Mountain United Methodist Church out in the foothills.
Okay.
So the big church there right off Foothills Boulevard. So we're inside of there.
So I'm trying to think which one that is, but
so it's like right off the interstate. I don't know.
Right off the interstate. Okay.
Right off the interstate.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we get known as, that big church on the corner that has that huge yard sale every.
You guys have yard sales?
So actually, Helping Hands
Oh,
uses
yeah,
our
yeah.
property
Oh, yeah,
to do
okay.
their big
Yeah,
yard
'cause
sale
they're out there
every
too,
year.
right? Helping
So they use our property twice a year in December and March, and they have their big yard sale, and so they are able to utilize our property for their yard sale. So we're right off the interstate
Okay.
there. But the church started the preschool and kindergarten, so it was a ministry of the church, and they started that about like 24 years ago. They started the preschool and kindergarten, so it's been around for a long time. And then when I took over about 2.5 years ago, I have worked with the church to expand, and now we're offering full elementary.
So why was that important to you to expand and offer more?
So that's something that I was hearing from the parents, like that they loved the school so much and the atmosphere, and they wanted their kid, like the what I was hearing from the parents, what can we do? Can the school expand? Can they grow? I want my child to stay here. And so that's something that we worked really hard to establish and make possible. So it was actually a want and a need of our parents.
So then how do you do that? How do you grow? Because here's one thing, and I'm gonna, maybe I don't know if you thought about this, but when you're small, you're able to have a better tight knit family
Sure.
feel. But when you grow, it starts to fragment a little bit. How do you safeguard that, if at all?
So we actually cap our classrooms at 15 kids, and we
Okay.
only have one class per grade. There's not like multiple first grade rooms.
Oh,
They're not. So
gotcha.
we still keep the small,
You're gonna
close knit.
keep
Keep
gotcha.
it small. So only one grade. Only one class per grade at 15 kids in a classroom. So we will still keep it. Still keep that small feel.
So okay, so you're keeping it small to keep it that way.
Yeah.
What about hiring teachers?
So actually, I'm in the process of looking for.
All right, you
three
guys hear
teachers.
that out there? All right, teachers, where you at?
So, if there are good teachers out there that are looking for a future in a Christian school, hey, come our way, let us know that you're looking. So, because we are looking for 3 teachers for next school year.
All right. And so then heading up the PTO, what is that like?
Oh, wow. Events.
Events, a lot of events.
Fundraisers, anything to get the parents involved. So we have a gala coming up. That's another way that we're trying to do a fundraiser. We had, we didn't do it this year, but we had Penny Wars last year. That's for the parents to get involved.
What does that do?
You have to do the Penny Wars thing.
Okay.
Penny Wars was actually something like where we had jars outside of classrooms, and it was kind of a competition between the classrooms, and so they were supposed to fill it with pennies, and then but then other classes could put like nickels, quarters, dimes, or dollars in the other, and it makes the value decrease because it's only supposed to be pennies and stuff. And so
that's interesting.
So that ended up being like a neat way to kind of like
I kinda like that.
raise money, but it got the classes involved, and they were competing against each other.
So
that
you
was
throw a
something was fun.
quarter in somebody's and then it decreases. So then you guys get the, sneaky, but I like it.
I
Go
wonder if
ahead.
that's going to change now because
I know.
they're doing away with
They're
making
doing away with the
pennies.
pennies, so we're gonna have to.
All the
maybe
businesses
nickel
are now saying like they round up like to the
Yes.
nickel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I've heard about that. Well, obviously it made the news, but it's going to be a long time before the pennies go out.
We still have pennies,
So you're going to be okay for a little
I
while.
think we'll be okay for a
you'll
little
be
bit.
all right
Yeah.
because they just stopped making them, but they didn't like take them all away and they're stopped existing. So I think
They're still
we're
around.
gonna be okay. So stuff like that. And what else?
I post on we have a app that keeps the parents connected. So I post on the app to keep them connected. So various things that are happening throughout the week. We also have Snack Fridays, which is really awesome.
We need to we need to incorporate that, guys. Talent, get on top of that. We
tell
need
your
Snack
guy
Fridays.
that makes the pizza to come in
I know.
every Friday.
Yeah, we're on them every Friday.
So we have Snack Fridays. That is some things I'm living out. 'Cause
Well,
there's so many
Snack Friday
things
is
we got
really
going
cool
on.
because we actually open the doors like 30 minutes early before
Yeah.
dismissal, and parents can come in and purchase popcorn, lemonade, candy, all kinds of, and then they can have like that snack and sit down with their child before they leave for the weekend. So we do that
very cool.
on Fridays. We also offer babysitting night once a quarter, so parents can bring their kids. Me and the teachers come in, and we're there from 5 to 8 p.m. And we have a movie for the kids. We have dinner. We play games. We do crafts. And then if mom and dad want to go out on a date, they want to go do what they need to do, we do offer that once a quarter.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
We recently had the father-daughter dance.
We
too.
did, and we had a father-daughter
With the
dance.
Parent dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So then you help facilitate it. You put it on. You hire a DJ, all that stuff.
So we have our Spotify remix.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. That's a,
DJ Spotify.
DJ Spotify, that
DJ
works. I've done that
Spotify,
before.
yeah.
I'm a real DJ, and I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
so
really
we've done
fun,
that. So
yeah.
that was something new for us. We incorporated. We had 2 school dances this year. Back in October, we had a glow dance, and that was
so fun,
that was neat.
yeah.
We had black lights and everything, and the kids had glow bracelets, and we had a really
Yeah.
big turnout for that. That was something really neat.
Very, very
So-
cool. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back, and we'll talk a little bit more. You got that event coming up, what people can expect at the gala. We're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
It's always better when it's local. Your food or your radio. Get the true Yuma soundtrack right here on Border Radio KOFA 94.7 FM or in the KOFA app.
You're tuned to 94.7 FM, KOFA Border Radio. The weather forecast for Yuma today is sunny with a high near 79, mostly clear tonight with a low around 53. KAWC's Spirited Discussions returns May 12 as Alexander Rangel interviews Dave Reek about his 20 years at KAWC and the future of public radio in Yuma. For more information, visit kawc.org/news. Stay tuned to 94.7 FM, KOFA Border Radio.
One of our donors, Rebecca, shared, "As a flight attendant, I love listening to Border Radio when I'm home in Yuma. But the best part is I can take it with me on the app when I'm away. Border Radio lets me carry a piece of home wherever I go." Join listeners like Rebecca by visiting donate.borderradioaz.org and contribute today.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Join me for Bonus Smiles, the show sharing the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Why? Because the rando cheering you on at a mile 77 aid station is the same kind of person who supports local public radio. Join us every Saturday at 5 a.m. on KOFA at 94.7 FM for stories that soothe and jams that power long runs.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored in part by Nova Home Loans, serving Yuma County and nearby communities. Nova Home Loans offers residential lending services, including home loans and refinancing. They are also proud supporters of local community efforts and organizations. More information is available at novahomeloansyuma.com.
Welcome to KAWC's The Hotspot.
I'm Chloe Michael.
And I am Maya Manry. This week, we hear some fresh perspectives about Yuma. Students from all over the world sharing their experiences.
If I'm honest, it's great. I don't think I could have chosen a better place to be welcome to.
This show is available as a podcast or online at kawc.org under the shows tab.
Bringing the heat to Yuma and La Paz, it's The Hotspot.
Donations come in many forms: a sustaining monthly contribution, a one-time gift, even that extra vehicle you no longer need. Learn more about the advantages of donating a vehicle. You'll help power public radio. Visit kawc.org/cars for more information and to start your donation today. And thanks.
For over 55 years, Border Radio KOFA has been a voice for music and culture in the region. We play indie, soul, funk, world beats, and more, plus local stories and live sessions. Tune in live at 94.7 FM, on demand at borderradioaz.org or on the KOFA app and discover your next favorite song.
What's What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Hadley Mallahan, the principal, and Damaris Young, the PTO lead for Gila Mountain Christian Academy. Thank you both for being here again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So, expanding, before we get to the gala, expanding, is that nerve-wracking right now at all?
A little bit.
Little bit. She's smiling and said, little bit.
Little bit. Maybe a little intimidating,
Okay.
a little nervous, but you know what? I totally have faith in God that He's gonna bring it full circle.
And then that's the best thing. But still, like you're looking for teachers. What are some of the roadblocks or some of the hassle that you're dealing with right now as you grow? Because I think you're going to grow. It sounds like you guys got a great thing going on.
Sure. So I would say, just some of the roadblocks may be, like Damaris kind of mentioned, even when she moved to town, there's a lot of great Christian schools in this town, and just being able to, provide that for the community and, kind of what makes parents choose you maybe over the others when they're all great, and we're kind of all offering the same thing.
So is there certain things that you want to do to stand out? Because it sounds like environment-wise,
yeah,
you got that on lock. It sounds like a good environment. She's a testament to that.
Yeah.
But what are there other things? Because also marketing and letting people know that's a good environment.
No, true.
Right? That's a thing. So people could know like how great me and Victor are within these four walls, but we have to broadcast it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's something that has been a challenge, to be honest with you. And that's something that, like, for example, even me, I heard about the school, from a dad on a playground. I'd never even heard of the school, and that's something that I get constantly. Oh, what school's that?
Until today, I'm looking at the bios, doing my research before the show, and I'm like, I never heard of it. I even talked about it in the billboard that we did earlier.
Yeah, and so I think one of those things, I think that's maybe something that's been, I don't necessarily want to use the word lacking, but something that maybe the school, that we haven't done very much of in the past is like pushing more of the marketing. And then, like Damaris mentioned, that's where her husband, Darrell, came in. He helped me revamp the website.
That's awesome.
He's helped me kind of, redo our social medias to get more out there. And you know what? Now that the website has been redone, that's actually what I've heard from a lot of parents that have actually ended up calling and inquiring. Oh, I just loved the website. The website really drew me in.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's been a huge pull for us. Is just people are Googling us and then they look at the website
and
and they're happy with
right?
it.
It's like, so you could hear about it from somebody at a park, but then the first thing you do is go to Google. That's your second reference, and then the third thing you do is go to the website. So that's the way it works. I want to see, and then maybe if you're like, okay, then I want to look at the social media, kind of see, okay, what kind of environment's there, because that's what social media is for. It's like, are the kids having fun? Are they taking pictures of Snack Fridays and stuff?
Right. And we actually just did. We just did on Wednesday last week for Earth Day. We did something really fun with the kids. We bought Earth Day shirts for the kids. They said Happy Earth Day. We got out on the property. We pulled weeds. We collected trash.
Yeah.
We planted new flowers in some pots around the school church property and everything. And the kids, they got out there, got their hands dirty. They loved it. So we do things like that.
And you took pictures of it, I hope, and put it on social media.
We did. Yeah. So
because that's, as a parent, that's what I would look for. Like like to me right away, that would draw me in. It's like get the kids dirty, get them working, and like,
so that's something that we do. We try to be hands-on with the kids, do things like that. Something else that we do too, we use minimal to no technology with the kids in the classroom. We don't use tablets, we don't use anything like that. Pencil and paper. Pencil and paper.
So how do you do that? How do you incorporate that? That must be a little bit more difficult when we have these luxuries, right?
Actually, so we use the Abeka curriculum at the school, and it's a faith-based program, and that is such a great, such a great curriculum, such a great program. Everything is laid out for you, and it doesn't have any incorporation for technology really at all. They do have some aspects if you wanted to purchase those for us to have on hand, but we stick to textbooks and pencils. The kids do we keep cursive writing. They start cursive writing in first grade, so that's something that we do.
I like that because reports are out there that A, kids don't know how to write cursive anymore. B, they're focused on their screens and usually not for something good.
Yeah.
So it's good that you have, and me as a pen and paper kind of guy, I like that. So
yeah, we do that, and and Abeka is really great too for its focus on phonics and reading, so helping kids. So most of our kids leave pre-K reading.
Oh, okay.
So like our 4 and 5-year-olds, they leave, being able to read simple sentences. And so that's something that we strive for too, is that we've got early readers.
So, okay, so then you have this curriculum, and then you as you expand, so there's one for first grade, second grade, third, it goes all the way up to...
Becca does it all the way through high school. There's curriculum all the way through high school with that program.
Okay, and is it just... Because my kids went to a Christian school for a little bit, but the way they did it, you had to pass these certain ones before you can get into, like you have to do your algebra in the start of the day. Is that similar or?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
no. So, and what we like to say at the school too, is like something that we focus on is I say we want a well-rounded child. We're not just there to serve them academically. We're there to help them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So we want a well-rounded child. So we're there to help them in all aspects.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say which place it was, but that was a gripe of mine because it was like, I've learned through my mentor, you want to set up your day for a win. So he always taught me you set up a day with a win, whether it's like making your bed and you feel good about it. You start. So my kid would go to this school and they would give him the hardest subject in the morning, and he just started his day off horrible, right? And then it's like, well, the rest of everything else just starts to crumble. And I would talk to him. I'm like, hey, this isn't cool. Get him like the easy stuff, and then let him build up to it with this confidence. Right?
Yeah, no, most of our teachers actually start the day with Bible. So most of our teachers, they come in, they've got a little bit of morning work, and then they go into their Bible lesson for the day. And most of our classes, they're doing math like in the afternoon after lunch. So it's later in the day. So
yeah, good.
Yeah, so it's like, they get about a half hour in the morning. They get to come in, study their spelling words, whatever else the teacher might have on the board for them, and then they go into their Bible lesson. So they can kind of, so it's a little bit more of a laid back morning, I guess, if you want to put it like that.
So you mentioned the Bible lesson. So how does that incorporate with everything? The Bible, is it like memorizing scriptures or?
Some of it, yes, it is. So the Becca curriculum, it does come with the Bible lessons. It's got it all laid out for us and stuff. And so each class, like actually, they learn a new Bible verse every week, and then we try to have them memorize that by Fridays. And so the teacher will give them like a test on Friday to see if they were able to remember it. And then actually once the kids get into like the 3rd grade, the verses start getting longer, and then they actually have the full month to like memorize like that, that paragraph of a Bible verse and things like that. And then one thing that one of our teachers has done, she teaches our 2nd and 3rd grade. She has actually taken the Bible lessons, and the students have started acting out the Bible lesson during, and they have loved it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, they get up in front of the classroom and they're assigned a role in the lesson, and then they're acting it out. And our students are so engaged in that. They start asking, and now that we're getting, the kids are getting older and they've been with us, they're starting to ask deeper questions.
Yeah, okay.
So their involvement, it's really awesome.
I was that kid in Sunday school. I would ask the deep questions. And most of the time I get in trouble. And it's like, all right, my parents, they used to have a thing on the church where a number would come up, because I would get a number and their number would pop up, and they're like, all right, got to go get my son again. All right, knock it off. Leave him alone. Stop asking him about that. But I like the acting out. I just got to mention this real quick. My most memorable teacher is Mr. Gilligan, 8th grade, and it was civics, but we acted things out in our civics class. And so the way we did it is because, how we did it, Saturday Night Live always does the parody of politics, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to play these characters and put on these little skits, and that's how I know about Richard Nixon and like Watergate and these different things. We would do this, and that's how he taught us. And it was like, well, that's how I learned. And I'm like, I love civics, and I ended up doing political talk radio for 15 years.
There you go.
But so you're incorporating that and finding some success with it.
We really are, and the kids they do ask deeper questions. Like a subject that 3rd grade was talking about last week was what's blind faith. And stuff. And so that's a deep conversation that 3rd grade got into, what blind faith, means to them and stuff. And so it was just really inspiring to hear some of their answers, and then what they can also, some of their questions and things that they say that even you as the adult, you're learning from them too, which makes it really cool.
Yeah. And so, then you're doing this, and you also have this gala coming up. So you said fundraising, how big and important is fundraising when it comes to a school like this? And then we'll talk about the gala.
Honestly, it's huge because we're a nonprofit. So fundraising is, where a lot of our extra, so for example, tuition and fees and stuff like that essentially pays for, our salaries and to like essentially keep the lights on, and things like that. But so fundraising is, a big aspect and sense of, raising those funds to continue to offer what we're doing.
Do you guys do the ESA?
We do. We accept ESA, yes. So pretty much all of our students are on that scholarship.
ESA, and then on top of that, fundraising.
Yep.
Because then you've got to really step it up, maybe to hire all the teachers.
We do.
To be able to facilitate that, right?
Yeah, we do. So there's a lot of moving parts going on right now.
So you got these moving parts. So then tell us about this gala that's coming up.
So this actually came from Damaris's great mind.
It came from her?
It came
she kept
from
pointing
her.
at you to talk about it.
Well, she's going to tell me to talk about it, but this was her idea.
Okay, very cool. She's like, I'm going to be humble. And
this actually came up because we were talking about, what is something that like one main fundraiser that we could have, every year.
Every year.
Like that would be like our main thing. And so she came up with this gala, and so and we're calling it Empowering the Knight's Future. So a knight is our mascot, and so we called it the Empowering the Knight's Future Gala. And so we have that coming up this Saturday, and we're going to have dinner. Top Meals of Yuma is catering the event.
Top Meals, huh? Lucy?
Lucy, yes.
All right, I was talking to her this weekend.
Okay, shout out to Lucy.
Yeah,
so
what up, Lucy? What?
She
owes me food now for saying that. No.
We should have her on the show.
No, I did. I meet with her this week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, side note, she also brings in hot meals every Thursday to our kids. So like our parents do pack our students lunch, but on Thursdays there's an option for parents to purchase a hot meal from her. So she comes with hot meals every Thursday to the school for the kids. So we've done that with her for the last 2 school years. And so she's going to cater our gala event, and we've got a silent auction going on. So we've had some great like baskets and different things donated from businesses around town and everything. And so those items will be up for auction. And then we also got some great raffle prizes that the parents or attendees can win and stuff. We got a TV and a printer and different things like that.
Oh, wow.
So so it's just, it's a real nice night to come out and, dress up. And then we're also offering, so if you got kids and you want to come, we're also offering babysitting. So, if you don't have a sitter for your kid, you can bring your kid, and we're going to have a whole setup for the kids in another room while the parents can have fun.
I like this school already. I have a daughter. She's going to be 2 in August. I can't wait for her to go now,
Okay, well, hey, as soon as she's 4, bring her over.
She's 4, yeah.
Bring her over.
But then I'm thinking about the drive, though. It's like, but it works for some people because you're out in the foothills, and and there's not really maybe a ton of options maybe in the foothills, right?
No, there isn't. We're a little bit further out, so that is something that I think that we can offer to the foothills community is that we are one of pretty much the only private schools that far out.
So then you said raffles and stuff. Anybody could go.
Anybody can go. This is open to the community. Yep.
Gotcha.
So this is definitely open to the community. So it's this Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. and it's open. Anybody can come to this.
And did you say auction too?
Yeah, there's a silent auction.
A silent auction.
A silent auction.
Okay.
And so those are where the baskets and stuff like that we've gotten donated from businesses around Yuma. And then also what's really neat is all of our classes, they made auction pieces. So like kindergarten made like this big old flower bed with their handprints all over it. 3rd grade made pottery pieces and stuff like that. So there's going to be items that the kids have actually made too that's up for auction too.
Very cool. Yeah, I actually do. I do an auction every year, but not the silent one where I got to do like when. You're that guy. It just reminded me it's coming up. I got to do it next month. So this is the first time I did it was absolutely horrible, but it's my 4th year now, and I think I kind of dialed it in. But if you ever need anybody to talk on it, I'll go over there and paddle number 102 just got all this stuff.
I'll be giving you a call.
Yeah, let's do it. But tell everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no. So I want to ask, take a brief aside. So we're here at Arizona Western College, and I think I saw on the website that you have like a partnership with the college.
So shout shout out to Kyle Isaacs. We know him. So his daughter used to attend our school, and he has been so awesome. He has brought the basketball team to our school before, and they have come. They have read to the kids. They've showed up for morning high fives to give the kids
he's been on the show a couple of times.
So he's done some awesome things with the school, and has provided tickets to the basketball games and stuff like that. The basketball players have come and read to the kids and stuff. So that's been
your partnership.
That's our partnership is with Kyle and the basketball team.
Oh, very. And how do you know him?
His daughter used to attend our school. So and then we've just gotten to know each other through that, and we stay in touch. And yeah.
So, okay, before I ask you to plug everything, when do you plan on expanding? When do you think it's going to be set?
Well, I can tell you we're offering through 6th grade this coming school year.
Right now. You can enroll now. You're just going
enroll now. Come.
Blind faith, and you're doing it.
Check us out. Well, God has already provided us with enrollments for every grade next year.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what? If you're looking for a school for your kid, come check us out. I'm available for a tour anytime, but it's there. So it's in the works. It's happening.
All right. So tell everybody your website, your social handles, and where to find you again in the Foothills. So you can find us off of Interstate 8 and Foothills Boulevard inside of Gila Mountain United Methodist Church. Our name is on that's actually what our fundraising went to last year. We were actually able to get our school's name put on the building. So it's right there. So it's Gila Mountain Christian Academy with our logo. So that's what we invested our fundraising funds in last year, was to get our name on the building. You can check us out at GilaChristianAcademy.com, and then our socials are Gila Mountain Christian Academy on Instagram and Facebook. All right. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Anything more, Victor?
No, just thank you both. Damaris, do you want to say anything, as a parent, why anyone listening might want to, bring their kid to this school?
If you're looking for a school with warmth and great support and a family-oriented environment, GMCA is it.
There it is, GMCA. All right, cool. Thank you guys for being with us. We're going to be back with just me and Victor, and we're going to talk about what he got to do on Friday while I was eating yummy pizza. All right, right after this, you're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here at 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Bopping to the new beats heard around the world, or relaxing to the tunes of Memory Lane. We are your non-commercial source of music. Run by volunteer hosts, this is KOFA Border Radio, 94.7 FM, 1320 AM, on the KOFA app, or at borderradioaz.org.
Arizona Western College hosts Nolan Arbaugh, Tuesday, April 28th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. in the Matador Activity Center on the Yuma campus. Paralyzed since a 2016 accident, the Yuma native made history in 2024 as the first human to receive Neuralink's brain-computer interface. Information at azwestern.edu.
From KWC, this is Siendo Primero. I'm Melanie Ruiz Lopez.
And I'm Sajei Bárcenas. In this episode, we'll be talking about entrepreneurs and local business.
No querían que empezara a vender. Y yo me lo aventé y lo hice.
When I do retire, I will have everything ready to go.
You only need one voice that believes in you. That's gonna motivate you extremely.
A new energy with the same mission.
To give students a voice.
From KEWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer. A Yuma District 1 teacher recently earned some national recognition. Jonathan Bailey, who teaches 8th grade science at Gila Vista Junior High School, received the Maitland P. Simmons Memorial Award for New Teachers. This award comes from the National Science Teaching Association, and it's given out to a select group of educators across the country. It recognizes them for outstanding contributions to science education, and Bailey is grateful.
I love to teach my students. This award creates an opportunity to share how important quality science education is to all students, especially those that are underrepresented.
His advice for teachers?
Some keys to success are to be passionate about what you are teaching, create a learning environment that allows all students to participate in hands-on science experiments, and to motivate your students to follow their dreams.
Bailey received the award at a National Science Education Conference in Anaheim, California on April 17th. Congrats, Mr. Bailey. From KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer.
Amberley's Place presents the 5th annual Desert Coast Growers Golf Tournament on Friday, May 1st at Yuma Golf and Country Club. This benefit event supports victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and abuse in the community. Event details and registration information on the Amberleys Place Facebook page.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. Join us on Wood Songs this week. Ben Solee, one of America's premier cellists and songwriters, and Scott T. Smith. He's opening for Tyler Childers around the country. Plus, an amazing Wood Songs kid. All this and more on this week's broadcast of the Wood Songs Old Time Radio Hour.
Tuesday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
I'm Mike Suba, and I'm a big supporter of KAWC. You're getting a great source of information about our community, about the people that are working and living here, and you start going, you know what, this is really a valued service. And that's the great thing, is you've got a partnership here. And I'm a big believer in partnerships because the one thing I realized early on in life, I can maybe do a lot of stuff on a very limited basis, but when I start partnering up, it's amazing what we can do when we pool our resources. And so I hope that when people are listening to the station, enjoying the news broadcasts and the entertainment shows that are being presented, that they realize that you're not only the end user and enjoying what's being broadcast to you, but it can be a partnership too, where you can participate like I've discovered I can do and help get this service, enhance it, and provide even better programming. I'm Mike Suba, and I support KAWC.
KOFA Border Radio doesn't sound like any other radio station in Yuma. We are a non-commercial source for music from around the world, across the decades and local artists. Our hosts are volunteers. If you would like to get involved, send an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. It's me and Victor.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a guest counsel. Kind of. Well, I was reaching out to her this morning, and she didn't say anything. But I kind of figured maybe.
Yeah, maybe something came up. Hopefully, nothing serious. And
I hope she's all right.
So, yeah, we wanted to talk about Friday because I was out. And so, like I said, you were able to get, was it Isaac?
Eli,
your co-host.
Yeah, Eli came in and he helped out. And because he knew the guest that was going to bring in pizza. So, and it's so funny because it was kind of mocking him about it. It's like, you only showed up because of me and you knew I was going to bring pizza. Which you brought like this buffalo chicken pizza. Have you ever tried that?
I've had buffalo chicken pizza, but not from this, one particular individual.
I've always stayed away from it because I was like, that sounds gross.
No, but if you like chicken wings and you like pizza, just put them together.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Did you try some, Juan? No, you didn't try any. Yeah. So I just never think about like, okay, I'm going to order that. Like I'll just go with the tried and true, and then it was pretty good. But So while I was here getting pizza, what were you up to?
So I got a last minute invitation on Thursday to go out with the Quezon Indian tribe, Fort Yuma Quezon Indian tribe. And so I got up about an hour earlier than I usually do.
What was that like? Was that all right?
Yeah, I mean, I just have to, take a shower, make sure I take a shower. I always take a shower in the morning, but
of course,
wake up and, make sure
get the sleep out of your eyes.
Exactly, yes. And so I let you and the folks, my coworkers here know that I was going to be at this. But what it was I went out to Millionaire, which is the flight service here. If it's
the private area.
It's like the private like flights for like smaller planes and
people with their personal planes, a personal jet.
Right.
Now, real quick, did you get the whole tour
of Millionaire?
Yeah.
No, I mean they did have like coffee and popcorn and cookies for folks, but no, I didn't get the tour.
Before you go into it, because they do it like they have a restaurant inside of there.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't get to see that. We were just hanging out, the individuals who were going to go on this flight that I'm going to mention right now.
Well, before you enter, I just got to say, because I actually was able to, I was an electrician for a time, and I did some electrical work there.
Okay.
And this was after it was built, but they have a restaurant out there. I guess it's a really good restaurant, really good food, and it's open to the public, as well as for the pilots, they have a theater.
Okay.
They have a theater in there that it has like theater seats.
Okay.
And a huge big screen, projector, all that good stuff. But you put in the DVD. It has DVDs there.
Okay.
So you can go over there and kind of lounge, and you put in the DVD, and you like the pilots between flights get to watch it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Next time if I have some more downtime or whatever waiting, maybe I'll.
We should just go over there because it's open to the public. But I don't know if we get the DVD and the whole theater thing. I think that might be the pilots. But okay, so you got invited real quick before you get into that. How did you get invited? It was because they wanted a reporter there?
Yeah.
Or?
So Emilia Cortez, if you know Emilia Cortez, she works for the Quetzal Indian tribe. So she let me know that they were going to have this eco flight where they take people up and they fly them around and they show them. Basically, they have a campaign, Protect Quetzal, so to protect the lands, right?
Okay.
Because the land is very important to any tribe, but especially the Quetzal. Because they believe in Mother Earth, and that's where we all come from, and so treat the nature and the earth with respect. And so there's this Protect Quetzal campaign that's online. They have social media. They have a Instagram page.
Okay,
probably on Facebook as well. And so they took us up, and so Emilia works for them, and she told me, "Hey, I have an extra seat. Would you like to go?" And I couldn't say no. You get a last minute invitation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and you reached out to me and it was like, "Can I do that?" It's like, absolutely, man. Have
just
fun.
Let you know, like I'm going to be out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a story coming up on that. But yeah, so they take you up, and it's this group called Eco Flights.
Okay. And what is it like? It's a plane?
Yeah, so it's a small plane. There were only, there were 5 of us plus the pilot
in the plane.
Yeah,
so 6 total.
It's kind of cramped. You're like in like a Jeep, right? Picture like you're in a Jeep with like 5-6 people. So it was not much room, but you go up and you get to see Yuma from the air, and that's a different perspective. I'd only seen it, I think. Well, I have flown out of Yuma Airport a couple of times going to Phoenix, but. The only other time I had been up like that was I took one of those media or the open flights that they have when they have the balloon festival.
Oh, okay. So you've done that.
Yeah,
okay.
they take media and like community leaders up. And so that one was a little more nerve-wracking because I'm afraid of heights.
Are you?
Yeah. So like the whole time, like I was on that balloon, I was like holding on like for dear life and like saying prayers. I made it through and I survived, obviously. But so that was something for me. But so this one you're on a small plane and you get to see Yuma from the air, and you go around, but then you also go out to Picacho Peak, and you see that in the distance, and then you get closer. So just seeing I've been in Yuma for more than 10 years now. And but you definitely get to see a different perspective when you're up in the air, and you get to see.
Okay, so you're up in the air, you're getting this perspective. Is somebody like narrating stuff to you, or are they kind of letting you know what like the different areas are?
So like the pilot that was with us, he said he was from Utah, so he wasn't as familiar. He knew the general lay of the land, but he told us anyone that was on the plane, if they had wanted to point out any features of the environment. And so we did have a gentleman, I believe was a member of the Quetzal Indian tribe, Fort Yuma Quetzal Indian tribe, so he was pointing out landmarks. And then from what I gathered, there was a couple, and they were not from the area, and there was me.
And it wasn't like other media. This is like a thing they do all the time. So this wasn't like a press total.
Yeah, I believe I might have been the only media because I believe, from what I understood, there were 2 flights that day. We were the second flight. The earlier flight had other individuals, including Doc Jazz, who's on our radio station on 94.7. But yeah, so I think it was just for like interested community individuals, community leaders, Quetzal leaders, and people have done it before. But it again just shows you, the beauty of the land and why it's important, because when you get up there, you see all the ag fields, and you see the green. And also when you're going up, interesting note, like especially like in the residential area, you see all the swimming pools that are in like people's houses.
Oh, wow.
And so like for like the pilot who was from Utah, he was saying that was something of interest to him, because in Utah, I guess they don't have swimming pools. They don't need them, right?
Yeah, they don't need them.
They have snow and so. So it was just a beautiful way to see Yuma County and to be more appreciative of the land we have here. And one thing that the pilot said was that they like to take people with differing opinions, right? So not just, the environmentalists or the people that are already like on board, like with the protect the land, but maybe people that, have voted against it or, have a differing opinion of that we should have these bills, this legislation that protects the land.
So is that what they're looking for? Like certain legislation to pass?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they want to support legislation that protects, and they're looking to get legislation that does protect the Quetzan lands from like mining, from any other environmental harms that there may be.
So then you're up there, and obviously you've seen a swimming pool.
Yeah.
But what was the other things that maybe kind of stood out to you? Obviously you've seen the fields, but with getting that different perspective, was that cool?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you get to see like Picacho Peak, and you get to see the Colorado River. So more importantly, yeah, that's part of why.
Is that part of the legislation
that's part
too?
Of the legislation, yeah, because as we know, there's ongoing negotiations for the Colorado River, and I think people in Yuma are all pretty much, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you want to save the Colorado River because it's so important to this area for agriculture, for all of us, right, that live here. Obviously, the tribal community also has a important voice and say in that. And so, yeah, just protecting the Colorado River, and you get to see how the river winds and where it meets the Gila River, that confluence.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got some photos, and I'll be sharing some of those online with my story. But yeah, I'm working on that this week.
Okay, so then you're up there. Did you learn anything that you didn't know? Because I like when it was Earth Day, you immediately reminded me it's Earth Day. So it sounds like you're very conscious, and aware of what you're doing. Was there anything else that kind of you've learned? Or
yeah, probably for me, just I know the Quetzan tribe, but I haven't spent time with them, so getting to know that this is something that they're working on, that wanting to get this legislation passed, and so taking people up and getting more people on board to support the cause, and go to their website, go to their social media, and follow them there, just to get more information.
So that's a spending time with them, learning about their tribe and why they care about these things. That's what it was. And that's all going to be in your report.
Right. Very much so. Yeah. And so as we've reported, also with the Cocopah tribe, right, they just had their Earth Day. And anytime we talk to our tribal communities here, we talk about the importance of the environment and protecting the environment and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, okay. So last question about this. So you said you have a fear of heights.
Yes.
So what was this one like? You said obviously it's different than going up in a balloon.
Yeah.
But was there like any of that trepidation?
I mean, probably more so for my wife. My wife doesn't like flying in small planes, right? Because anytime you hear like a celebrity crash, right, like Kobe Bryant or like somebody like that.
Yeah, that was a small one.
It's in a small plane. Yeah.
Richie Valens and Buddy Holly, that was a small one.
Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Over the years,
I think Left Eye too.
Jenny Rivera, for people that know. So. Yeah, so, but I mean, it was a clear day. There wasn't any like weather problems, so that was fine. And so, yeah, so just for me, I'm afraid of heights, but more like when I'm in a tall building or like with like big open.
So this one was fine. So you just kind of take a deep breath and you kind of went out there and you did your thing.
And I was also on the flight with Emilia's husband, so we were in good company.
Oh, cool.
And
So
we're trying to have them on the show too, Emilia and her husband.
Oh, let's do it. Absolutely. And so you do it again?
Yeah, for sure. And anyone that, has a chance to go up on one of these eco flights, they're a nonprofit group, so check them out. They're also on social media and online. But yeah, it's a good cause, and it's, again, protecting our lands and wanting to support legislation that protects our lands.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll close it. We got about a minute and a half left of the show, and we'll talk about the Suns, huh?
Yeah. So your Phoenix Suns, Johnny, they today they got a winner or stay home, right?
Yeah. They're not. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, yes. And here I got to say, like SGA and the foul baiting and stuff like that, it's a thing, but they're a better team all around.
Yeah.
Like you can't. It doesn't matter the fouls or whatever. The OKC is definitely just a better team all around.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
And so we'll see what happens today, but hopefully the Suns get at least one game.
I want one win. You know what I mean? We'll leave with one win, but it's going to be it's a tall order to be able to do that. And I'm no fan of SGA at all because the way he shoots, and the Booker had that thing with the unnatural shooting motion.
Yeah.
I think every time that SGA shoots, that's like an unnatural thing. He always kicks out his leg. So watch for that next time you watch a game. Like he kind of has this whole thing that he does, and it seems like it's kind of ridiculous. But Booker got fined for, saying what he said about his technical, but it got rescinded. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so that when he went and saved the ball, they gave him a technical, but it got rescinded. He still got fined for talking about the refs, but they said we're not going to count that technical against you. So
we'll see what happens and go Suns, because they're not out of it till they lose.
Yeah,
that
that's
game,
it.
so.
Like there's still hope, I guess. I don't know. Juan says
very
no.
Very small. He's shaking his head no, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's going to Boston all the way. So all right, and with that, it's time for this. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. Want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reek.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we have Bernice Ortiz as well as Marcy Sanchez.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
And if you want to get on the show, make sure you visit whatsupyuma.biz. That's whatsupyuma.biz. Click the radio link and click Book Me. That's how you get on this show. And if you have to cancel, just let me know a day ahead of time. It's all good, and I hope our guest is okay. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you.